pretty sure you see some sort of post from me at some point. But I'm an educator here at Pemberton Township Schools. I am also the director of the Center Youth Outreach Program, and I am also the CEO and founder of Jesus People Elite nonprofit. A little bit about the center. It is located in Pemberton Borough, but it serves up to 162 kids a month that go to Pemberton Township Schools between grades 3rd through 8th. And then my high school students, lucky me, they volunteer, and that helps with staffing and supporting the kids. With homework, we do homework, tutoring, hands-on enrichment programs, mentorship groups. The high school students are sort of mentors for them twice a week. We are open 4 times a week, and we proudly serve many of our local youth who are often home alone, often after school, and legally they're not of age to be home alone. So we are open, and it's free. We serve meals every night to them, along with helping them with their homework, and we have 4 enrichment programs: young engineers, future physicians, where we partner with Deborah, along with our culinary creators program that we house at Pemberton Township High School with Mr. Monchi. The reason why I'm here tonight is very specific. Our mission at the center is to be the person you needed growing up. So with that being said, I'm here to just introduce myself to you all and just make sure that you know who I am. And I also would like to just shine light on the flyer that I gave you. That event is in support of the Center Youth Outreach Program. Being that it's a nonprofit organization, we solely work off of donations. So this fundraiser is the only fundraiser we do all year. So this is a community effort to raise money to keep the center open. It's 100% free for all children. And like I said, we service 162 kids between grades 3rd through 8th. So you guys being there, showing your support will be phenomenal. It will build that trust, that camaraderie, and oftentimes kids love it when they see people that are leaders in our community attend events for them. So with that being said, Peace on the Streets is a community day, a family-friendly event that brings our community together, a day that features all age group activities, from bouncy houses to basketball games, community vendors, local businesses, food trucks, face painting, music, and so on. Tonight, I'm here to personally invite you to Peace on the Streets. And it is important that we bring peace to Pemberton Township. So this is something that we've been doing for 7 years. And it's a great fundraiser. So I think you guys will love the car show. That's one of the special features of the event. We have roller skating. We also have a couple teams from around New Jersey and Pennsylvania coming to Pemberton Township this weekend. So it's pretty cool. So thank you all so much. I hope I don't miss anything because I don't plan on coming back up here. That's all I'm asking. But God bless y'all. Thank you. Have a good night.
Mr. President, may I?
Yes, go ahead, Mayor.
So I drive by the center when I go home at night, and there is so much activity going on out there. You're out there with the kids sometimes. I've got the car on you a few times.
I'm grading papers and watching.
You're doing something, but you're doing a great job with that. I think I sent you a message. I said, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, you
And
did.
you're doing it well.
Thank you.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Yes, I'm so excited. We got a lot of cars coming for the car show, so I'm really excited about that. And a lot of teams that are not from this part of New Jersey, they're coming here and getting hotels to play in Pemberton. So it's pretty cool. They're coming here for the weekend. So we wanna make sure that it's a nice time for them and a good experience, because a lot of them are from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, parts of Pennsylvania. Some are even traveling from DC all the way here to play in this tournament. So it's gonna be great. So thank you. All right. No questions, right?
I have one.
Okay.
If I can ask you, on here, there's nothing as far as where donations or anything could go. Could I trouble you to put the information on here for me?
Yeah.
Would you do that?
Is there a QR code on there? No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Reason why, we have some that have a QR code. A lot of the ones that you see there are just for our community members, because I have 2 types. One has a QR code for outside, businesses and others to scan, when I'm around in the county. And then the local one is the one that you have. It's just kind of like, we're from here, come
Could I trouble you, I'm gonna be out of town, the reason I'm saying that, could I trouble you to put the information on the back for me, would that be possible?
I don't mind.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, President.
Good evening, everyone. Alexander Costa, 5970. You know how we like to roll. Jump right to the resolutions. 176, 2026. My question is, how much will this contract be? 177, 2026. How will this grant be used within the police department? 178, 2026. Is this playground equipment that's being purchased, is it being purchased out of the temporary budget, or is it being covered by a grant? 179. 179, 2026. What will the township use this grant money for? 182, 2026. How much will the engineering service cost, and what company will be doing the work? 183, 2026. I'm very glad to finally see the bid get put onto the agenda for you guys to go out to bid. I hope a local company gets the bid, and hopefully the work can start as. Don't tell me you guys revised it.
Get here on time.
Well, you know, I got things that go on at home with you. Vegetable ministry.
183 is correct, that's correct.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh,
For the light, for the lighting.
yeah, like,
Yeah, yeah. So, is that all your questions?
oh.
So,
Here.
time's almost up.
Oh, nice. I reclaim my time. For new business, the only thing I'm really opposed to is the cost of how much this scanner is. Although I understand we need it, is there one that is cheaper that still does the same things, or was this gone out to bid, or is this the cheapest that we could get? And I just have a few more questions. How much is the bill list? And just a few personal questions and comments. First and foremost, our Memorial Day ceremony was very nice. Great speech. I could have made you the front page when you view the video. They call it clickbait. I could have used your photo when you were up there saying, like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I could have used your clickbait photo. I could have probably got hundreds of views for that. Secondly, we are only 17 days away from the water carnival, so please spread the word. The water carnival is happening. The rain date is Sunday. And I also wanted to just touch on the meeting that had happened at the last Wednesday. I just wanted to express my disappointment for how the whole thing went. We as residents went there to listen for solutions, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, we only got to hear about the bill, but we didn't get to hear about the meat and the potatoes that was in the bill, only what the bill would do. But when I come to events and informational hearings such as that town hall, I expected a lot more, and I also didn't feel it was appropriate to have a 14-year-old child sitting up there on the panel. I would have understood if it was a 17 or 18-year-old, because they're getting ready to move on into the voting world. But a 14-year-old child is, in my opinion, just a bit too young to be up there. And I'm just ashamed at how it went, and then to be told I couldn't record that event But then 5 feet next to me, there's a guy standing with a tablet recording the entire event. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Rules for thee, not for me, I guess. That was very, very upsetting. I hope if we have events in the future that are labeled for the community, that it does not happen to me again, because that was unacceptable. I know the old college is starting to be torn down. Do we know what's gonna happen after it's all torn down? Have they approached the council or the mayor or administration about what's gonna happen next to the property after the buildings are down? And lastly, can we please get speakers in the back of the room? I would like to have surround sound systems in here so that people in the back of the room can hear just as good as the people in the front of the room. And can we also make sure that the camera can include all these fine people over here, not just Bro and the mayor and the council. I mean, it's great to see you guys, but we would like to see the rest of you guys on camera too. And that's my comments.
Thanks, Alex. Anybody wanna take any of Alex's stuff?
I'll take the one about the scanner.
Oh, sure.
So in light of how we voted on the last one, I took it upon myself to speak with Public Works about that scanner. And they did solicit three prices. They came in at 9,000 and change, 12,000 and change, I believe the last one was 14,000 and change. So obviously the first question I'm gonna ask is why are we not going for the 9? Well, it's no secret, you see what we spend on vehicles. And if that scanner is gonna do 70 to 80% of our vehicles, but not 100% of it, and we have a problem, all we're gonna do is turn around and we're gonna send that vehicle somewhere else for somebody else to scan it. So if you're gonna spend 9 and not cover all the vehicles, it doesn't make much sense for them with 3,000, it covers everything. So that was the reason they went for that one.
Does it pull up the warranty?
I didn't ask that question. I would imagine it probably does, I don't see why it wouldn't, but again, I'm giving a suggestion, I would assume it does, yes.
Go ahead. 176, you know how much that contract is?
It's $1,127,000, $27,959. That's a little bit.
And we're now 177. We know how the money's gonna be used.
I remember reading it, we were accepting that was being dispersed, I think that was the one
Our
amongst
portion-
4
our
or
portion
5
was
different towns, and we're only getting about, was it 13, is that the number?
Yeah.
Only 13 of that is ours. We're dispersing the rest of the other townships, I know Mount Laurel was in there, I think Holy Merle was the high bidder, just above us at 14,000 or the high.
I think there were only 3.
Was it 3?
Three
Okay.
companies, yeah.
So I'm assuming we'll probably use that money for like vehicle purchase in the future.
I don't recall what it said it would be used for.
Yeah, I don't know what this, I believe it was for education, sure. So, but I could be mistaken, I read so much stuff, can't keep all straight, but I believe it was some kind of education. I could be mistaken. 78, on the one I got, that's, for the parks equipment, is that what you got?
Yeah, is that is that covered by a grant?
That's, being covered from an existing account. I believe we did a bond issue 3 years ago, to improve the park every year. And as part of that, actually that, this one's, Blue Run Manor, yeah, I think that was one for this year to be done, so that's where that money's coming. And Paul Green, when we did that money, the other meeting, that was actually supposed to be done last year, but we had a little problem with record one, I know that record for a few months, that fell by the wayside. But that was, that bond was, I believe, in 24, to upgrade a park every year. Okay.
What's this Main Street Award, the Great American Main Street Award? What is
Ro, would you like to explain that one a little bit?
So we are attempting to try to create an actual downtown, and within that, we can work with this division of the state for grants to help facilitate that, to do all the investigation, at no cost to the township.
So sort of like what Medford and Mount Holly have? The engineering services, how much will that be and who's gonna do the services?
182, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, for
That's
South Lake Shore.
$12,056, that's a change order.
Yeah, there was a small miscommunication, we got it fixed, so it's not actually for engineering services, it's for a change order to the existing contract for South Lake Shore Drive, phases 3 and 4 for extra drainage work that the contractor did within that project. It's all still within the grant amount that the township is getting, we did not exceed the grant, we were just able to do more drainage work than what we had originally awarded.
Alright,
So this will, and 183 authorizes the bid. So how long will the bid be open? Is it like 30 days or a month?
We put that up for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, well,
By statute, a bid must be minimum 10 days, but some require more.
Can you answer the thing about how much is the bill list?
Charles, you wanna give that one? I think you looked at that.
Bill list total is $2,695,681.20, and of that, $2,053,092.50 is the school taxes. The actual amount on just the township items is $642,588.70.
And quick question about this water carnival. Where should people be parking? Because I know the parking where the beach is going to fill up very fast. Is it still at Park O'Reilly and then they'll shuttle us over? Or
I thought that was discussed, I know there's a meeting that I have to attend tomorrow, but I believe that's still the schedule.
and what about the speakers? You guys get speakers?
Did you get a job yet? Did you get a job yet?
we accepted the
Sure.
change.
Good.
Alex, we're going up for bid for speakers sometime.
Good.
You know, just spoke about that before the meeting.
And I'm getting microphones too, because let's be honest,
Hey,
you
whoa,
guys
whoa,
sound
whoa,
like
we're gonna take too much now.
Come on.
Hey, don't spend all your mom and dad's tax money. When you start,
They have encouraged me to spend a little.
3% becomes 4%, we're gonna send the residents your way.
and Alex, your comments on that meeting that happened last week, that was not a council meeting, that was not a township meeting, that was a,
There's a town hall.
town hall meeting, as far as I know, it was, Senator Tiger's meeting. So, it wasn't ours, and I was just invited, that's all I know.
I got a text message that said it to community.
Good evening. Trying to follow up with Mr. Costa here. I received,
Name and address for those who don't know who you are, Joe.
Joe Fallon, sorry. Write it down. Clubhouse Road. I received, Mr. Costa here, I received that text message, invitation, whatever you want to call it, for that meeting over in Presidential Lakes. And I had questions because it did say community in that brief message 3 times. I didn't think it was some kind of a Council of Elrond from The Lord of the Rings or some kind of a meeting that was secret, but I understand you all were there, including the mayor. And I'm just wondering if there's any information that came out of that meeting that you can share with the public. I mean, reading what was in that message, I thought there might be actionable information or something that was of import. I mean, you all attended, so that's one question. Was anyone from the school board invited, given the subject matter? That was another question I had. And again, I don't know who put that message together, but if it was supposed to be an exclusive meeting, it didn't indicate that. I would have attended had I not already had a previous appointment. I didn't get the message until late on Wednesday afternoon, so. Moving on from that, a couple of things, and this is kind of conflated together. It's all about the budget, not just necessarily our budget, but also the school budget. Did a quick look up, which I'm sure you all have done, but given the fact that over 20%, 20.5% according to the census, of our population is 65 or over. Another 8%, 8.4% are living in poverty. So we're, approaching 30% of the population that I'd say would be income challenged. Maybe 25%. Some people happen to have retired well, we're lucky, but a lot of people are not so lucky. So when we're talking about the budget, when we're talking about the school budget, you all, as the township, are the tax collectors. And therefore, people will be coming to you for answers. Now, I wasn't here at the last meeting when there was an unfortunate incident. And I expect to hear reasoned and even passionate debate up here when you all are talking and voting and discussing. I mean, that's what I expect to hear. I don't expect to hear you all in lockstep voting, and when you are opposing or affirming, if you're in the minority, I want to hear those reasons, because I think the public will have a better understanding about what and why a vote is taken. It's not, I didn't expect, even though you're all from the same party, I would expect you to have opposing or differing views over any particular bill or bill that may come up, or actions to be taken. I don't expect that you're all working off the same page, because you have to have different ideas. In regards to that unfortunate event, because it came into the public business, I have some questions. And my time just ran out. So you can wait. But I'm concerned that the word vendetta was used, and I'm concerned of how it's going to impact, moving forward, the business of the municipality. Because I have some issues. Obviously, stuff went on back there that we weren't a party to, but it is a concern. And that's my 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Councilman Woodward, would you like to talk about the meeting last Wednesday, presidential race, give people a little update on what Senator Tyler is doing there?
I'll give it a shot. I was asked to be a panelist for Senator Tyler. It wasn't, as far as I know, Mr. Fallon, and Alex, same thing. I was personally invited to sit on a panel. Okay, the conversation was about the the Hornets bill that is going through the State House right now to try to get some S2 money back to the school system. I too was a little shocked. I don't think there might have been a couple people, I don't want to speak out of line, that were there from at least the school, or I don't know if the school board was asked, I don't have those answers. The way it was structured had nothing to do with Pemberton Township. All that information came straight from Senator Tyler's office. So the township had nothing to do with it. So you call it a town hall meeting, whatever you want, it doesn't make a difference. It was straight from Senator Tyler's office, and he was looking to get around the different municipalities and let the communities know that he's fighting for us to recapture some of this additional S2 money out of tax deficiencies because of the township's unique stance in the Pinelands, the joint bases that we have, and the deficiencies in areas that we're allowed to build and create rateables. So they're trying to make it a little bit more fair of a system, I guess, coming out of the State House, but it's not always fair in the State House. But that's my understanding of what it was, Joe.
Right.
Yep, you can,
And this is off, I mean, I'm really out here now.
right.
We have a 3-building school down here. One is in use. Sell it. You've got a development. It has infrastructure already in the ground. I mean, it's centrally located. It's not Pinelands. It's not a farm.
It is Pinelands.
It's
It's in the Pinelands, but,
Well, it's
and again, it's the schools.
Yeah.
We have no control over what the school
Well-
does with their buildings and property and stuff like that.
Thank
We
you.
just transfer the money from our bank to their bank.
I understand that, but you know, we're all here together
Yes.
in the community. You're paying their taxes as well. And my thought was, they're trying to save money. That bill, they shut down Little Red. My son went there as one of the last classes. But the idea being, if we're trying to develop smart and save money at the same time, the school board, they have property. And it's valuable property, and it's sitting there, what, 2/3 empty. So I just wanted to bring that up as part of that. It's conflated together.
Right, I understand you, and, you know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I
for
used
your-
up more than my 5 minutes, and I apologize.
All right, that's no problem, Jim.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe, if you want a longer discussion afterwards, I'll be more than happy to facilitate that.
Hi, my name is Sharon Roth, I live on Lawrence Mount Road. Now, I know I am behind the ball on this, but I was out and didn't get all the information. Can you answer just a few questions for me? All right, how many houses are being built on the Greenberg farm? How many are proposed to be built?
345 homes.
Are they single, are they 2-story, 1-story,
And they're all single family, that's about.
single family, not 55 and over?
It's 55 and over, single family homes.
Okay, that's fine. Where are the entrance and exits going to be?
I got it. They're all on North Pemberton Road.
Okay. That was a big concern of mine. And I'm really concerned about the water and the sewer runoff. I heard we're at capacity, but, people I talked to, saying that we're at our limit with the water and the sewer. And I have a big issue with the water because I'm down at the bottom of the hill, so to speak, and all of the water comes onto my property. So I don't need any more additional, I got a little pond when it rains. And they put drain pipes in there, and you can just see the water just flying down the road. So I'd like to know where that water runoff's gonna go.
Well, and as far as stormwater runoff, they have to do it according to the law with retention ponds and stuff.
All of the
Our engineer
stormwater,
can-
yeah. All of the stormwater runoff from the development will be contained within the site. It's not, I cannot say that during construction you might not get some additional, but once the site is fully developed, everything will stay within the site itself. It will not be added on to the runoff in the area.
You should come down my road sometime this morning. And the other thing I had was, when was this voted on? I didn't hear anything about when this was proposed or anything.
Been going on since 2021.
But it's, wait, before any of us were up here, and I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with the notion. It's been long before any of us got up here, unfortunately.
Yeah, cause I knew the guy shut down and I knew that the family wasn't interested in keeping it. I was just wondering when this all, my neighbor asked me, she goes, did you get to vote on it? I said, I don't think there was a vote. Well, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Ma'am, as far as that runoff goes, I can tell you that one of the things that they, with this development that they did do, they're so concerned about not having enough water for the other things like their sprinkler systems and all, that they have also applied and been approved by the state of New Jersey to run a pipe down into the creek to pump out additional water when the water in their retention basins gets low enough to pump it back up for their sprinkler systems. My guess is they're probably gonna try to keep every drop of runoff they possibly can.
Yeah, cause I have perforated pipes that they put in and that they filled it in and I asked them, please not to fill it in, cause it took a lot of water. Well, they filled it in and perforated pipes, get full dirt and they back up. And I have two big drains and I can't keep, I had to have my door raised, cause I had floods in my basement. So I'm really worried about runoff. Okay.
That's 317 Birmingham Road. I just wanted to, I think you guys already mentioned it, but for resolution 176, 2026, if that's coming out of MUA money, or if it's coming out of our tax dollars, 178, 2026, I think you already said it's grant money, I just want to confirm that. And I was curious about the 183, 2026. Is that the plans that, we had the business committee come up and say they were gonna do the lights and fix up, the bridge and straighten up all of that stuff? Cause I know I've seen the plans and it was beautiful. The business committee did a wonderful job putting that together. And I, wanted to bring up last time we were here, I was really nervous, and I'm always nervous when I come up to the speaker, and a couple people, kind of misunderstood what I was saying. So I just wanna say, I honestly think all of you guys are doing a wonderful job. Councilman Dewey, Councilman Charleroy, I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, Council President Harper, Council Doyle, and Councilman Ford. You guys have done so much to make things more transparent here in the township. Back when all of these developments and things that were being done for warehouses and housing, tearing up our farms and our forests, you guys didn't have control over that. And now you're trying to make the residents and everybody involved in letting us know what it is that we want. And then on top of that, we're actually seeing things happen. The Browns Mills Acme Center, that has been a long time coming, and you guys are doing wonderful things to get that going. Watching UCC get torn down is wonderful. The events that we're having here in our community, more people are getting involved. We have the Water Carnival on June 27th, the Farm Fair from July 21st to the 26th, National Night Out on August 4th, and the St. Anne's Carnival from August 11th through the 15th. We have so much wonderful stuff going on in our community. The farmers market that you guys put together in Browns Mills for the first and third Saturday of each month. You're doing an outstanding and wonderful job. I know some of the things that come up, people are not happy with, but what a lot of people don't understand is kind of like the Greenberg Farm. This happened way before you guys' time. And, I just think not enough people realize that and don't understand how hard you guys are working to do everything that you can for our community. Even the YouTube wasn't even up before for the meetings. People were asking for it, the previous council would not do it. Once you guys took control of the council, you made sure that everybody got to see what was going on and what was happening. So once again, I just wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to let Joe know for the town hall meeting. They also talked about the energy here in New Jersey at the town hall meeting. We used to be energy efficient here in the state of New Jersey, and right now we're having to buy energy, and that's why our electric bills are going out of control. So I hope you guys kind of keep that in mind when you're improving and seeing what contractors want to come in, because we really don't have energy. And the fact that you guys put out an ordinance to stop AI from coming here, and the fact that we have a shortage of water, that was something you guys did, and once again, thank you. But if you can answer my questions.
Hey, thank you, Patty. 176, I believe that is, some grant money. I don't know if it's totally grant funded, but it's,
I have the information right here.
got it, Jones?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, there are funds that were accepted by Township Council on December 2nd, 2020, that's how far back this goes, through Resolution 281, 2020, and it was funded by Bond Ordinance number 24, 2020.
Okay, and 178, you want to know?
That's a grant.
No, that was also a bond ordinance that I think it started in '24, that we were gonna do a park every year, do some improvements to, and this is the year for Blueberry Manor. We approved Pole Bridge a month or so ago. That was supposed to be done last year, but we had an issue with not having a rec director, so we got that one running. Now we're working on Blueberry Manor. Hopefully both of those parks should be up and running by September, October, I'm thinking. Yeah, so, but we are working on it. And 183, that is the Mirror Lake project that was putting out the bid for the lighting and repainting of the bridge and changing out the new lights and stuff all along Trenton Road and over to where the new shopping center's going to be.
Yeah, the team you put together for that was outstanding. I only went to one of the meetings as a viewer, but the team that did all of that and made the plans for that was really fantastic. I just wanted to ask Rosemary, because since we're paying for these parks, I know there was a point where we had lost grant money. Is there grant money that we can apply for to help restore and do these instead of taking money out of the taxpayers?
So I am a firm believer on never using taxpayer money and always looking for grants. These are grants. We did not lose any grant money. The projects were complete and we did the right thing and returned the money that we weren't using anymore. Main Street USA, which is part of the grant that I have on here, that is going to be used again, like to help facilitate improvements. The TASA grant, we're gonna be applying for the 2027 TASA grant. 2025 TASA grant, we were awarded almost 1.1 million. So those improvements haven't even happened. So simultaneously, those improvements for the TASA, the Mirror Lake Bridge, that improvement project from Mirror Lake to Pemberton Commons, that's gonna be happening at the same time that shopping center is getting built. So it should make a drastic difference down there, which, I hope, kicks off like different, opportunities for the businesses through the UEZ. So grant money is the way to go. Try not to use taxpayer funds at all costs.
And I failed to mention you're doing a wonderful job too. I had the pleasure of seeing the BMIA do Triangle 2, and I tell you, more people really should get involved with the BMIA, because those ladies and everybody out there is wonderful and did a beautiful job out there on the triangle, and it looks gorgeous. But thank you guys.
Thank you, Patty, and thanks for your vote of confidence for all of us up here at the dais. And we couldn't do it without the support of all the full-time employees, that's for sure.
Scout, Troop 145B, and today I've come to talk to you about my Eagle Scout project, which is to install a new 30-foot flagpole for the Browns Mills United Methodist Church. Now, an Eagle Scout project is the final step in a Scout's journey to become an Eagle Scout, and it shows the Scout's leadership and dedication to helping the community. I've chosen to dedicate my Eagle Scout project to the church as they've given so much to help my troop as they've allowed us to use their space freely for the past few years. Now, I plan to install this flagpole by the corner of their property right behind their sign, which will make it visible for the whole community. To better highlight the flagpole, I also want to add a brick pathway surrounding the flagpole as well as a garden surrounding that to improve the aesthetics and make it stand out. And although I do accept monetary donations, I plan to fundraise this project through a program called Scouting for Scrap, where I will be collecting scrap items that will be traded in for money. I plan to run this project through June and July in order to build up enough funds. In order to get help from the community, I've created a Facebook page called Scouting for Scrap Pemberton, where we will be letting people know, where we can let people know if they have any scrap that I can come pick up. I do have a handout which I will be giving out at the end of my presentation, which has the contact information and a general list of scrap items which I will be collecting. But if it has metal, I'll take it. My budget for the project is around $3,500, and I've raised roughly $1,300 so far, with a few $100s worth of scrap sitting in my backyard. And any extra money that is raised from this fundraiser or from the donations will all be donated to the church themselves for them to use in future projects. My current plan for the timeline of this project is I will be fundraising, collecting materials, and doing detailed planning for the next month, and hopefully be able to start construction by July once I am more free from school. And I hope that I will be able to create an amazing project to help improve the community and Browns Mills United Methodist Church in the best way I can. Thank you. Anyone have any questions? And I will back to Larry.
The only thing I would say, Ryan, is stop over there and see Mr. Gerber. He's in charge of our code and building office, and make sure you're doing everything up to his standards.
I actually already talked to him before.
All right, very good.
And then I also have handouts for anyone else if they would want some. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to take a couple of minutes to share some of the outstanding accomplishments that are happening at the high school. First, congratulations to our JROTC program. They earned first place at the VFW annual parade on the Wildwood Boardwalk this past weekend. The cadets proudly represented Pemberton Township while marching alongside VSW members and the JROTC programs from across New Jersey. Their dedication, teamwork, motivation, and leadership earned top honors and reflected the very best of our school community. I would also like to recognize our track and field program for outstanding showing at the state championships. Our student athletes competed against some of the best competition in New Jersey, earned personal best performances, achieved top finishes, and qualified athletes for the Meet of Champions. We are very proud of them. Additionally, our baseball team program recently concluded its season after matching its highest win total since 2023 with 11 victories. We are proud of the tremendous growth shown by the team and congratulate the players who earned Burlington County Scholastic Lead All Freedom Division honors. The players are mostly underclassmen, so we're excited for a great season next year as well. Another exciting achievement comes from our students who are currently representing the Pemberton Township High School on the national stage in Atlanta, Georgia. Mark Williams earned the opportunity to compete at the National Skills USA competition after winning the New Jersey State Championship in power equipment. Joining him are members of our TV production program. They are also competing currently in Georgia. They are showcasing their talents among the best students in the country. We are grateful to the Pemberton Township PBA for their generous $500 donation to help support Mark's journey. And we wish all of our students the very best as they represent PTHS and our community. Then on Wednesday, we hosted our annual Senior Awards and Scholarship Night, Hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships and awards were presented to deserving students. It was an inspiring evening that celebrated years of hard work, perseverance, leadership, and academic achievement. We are grateful to our community partners, organizations, businesses, and donors who continue to invest in the future of our students. Looking ahead, this Friday is prom, and it will take place in Cherry Hill. As part of our ongoing commitment to student safety, we would like to thank the Pemberton Township Police Department and Billy from Always Towing for partnering with us on an impaired driving awareness campaign. There is a vehicle that was involved in an alcohol-related crash currently displayed outside the high school as a powerful reminder of the importance of making safe choices. Our message to students is simple: enjoy the evening, look out for one another, never drive impaired, and remember that friends don't let friends miss tomorrow. And before I conclude, I'd like to say that many of you know I will be transitioning into a new role and stepping away from one that has been a significant part of my life for 13 years. On June 30th, my Girl Scout troop will hold our final meeting together. And being a Girl Scout leader has been the most influential, rewarding, and meaningful accomplishment of my life. Over the past 13 years, I've had the privilege of watching young girls grow into confident, compassionate, and successful young women. Together, we have served our community, traveled, learned to overcome challenges, and built friendships that will last a lifetime. As I prepare to close this chapter, I wanted to make sure our troop's legacy would continue. This year, I created the Roots and Wings Scholarship, which recognizes graduating Girl Scouts for their dedication to service, leadership, and community involvement. I am incredibly proud and humbled by the support that this scholarship received from local residents, organizations, and small businesses throughout our community. Their generosity has allowed us to celebrate and invest in the next generation of young women who are committed to making a difference. I am excited to share that I will announce the inaugural recipient of the Roots and Wings Scholarship at the next council meeting, and it will be an honor to recognize a young woman whose commitment to leadership, service, and community embodies the values of Girl Scouting. While it is bittersweet to see this journey come to an end, I am grateful for every family, volunteer, community partner, and Girl Scout who has been a part of these past 13 years. The impact that they have made on my life is something that I will carry with me forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Justine, for all you do. Anyone else for public comment? All right, sit up. That's Phillips, come on up.
In general. My name is America Phillips. I live in this township for 47 years and a half. Oh, 46 years and a half, I'm sorry. It'll be 47 soon. Okay, I come in here and I'm going to talk in reference to my town, to my development. Number one, on June 1st, I left my home where I usually take the main entrance. And when I'm coming down, I make my left on New York Road to Rhode Island or Washington, wherever they call it. Travel about less than 1 minute down, and I know that this burgundy sedan coming up in the middle of the road. I try to get out as far I can get from this vehicle, and he continued coming towards me. I could not go no further. I have a fence there. I continue beeping at the person. I can annoy the person was asleep or whatever. I was very fortunate. And what did I notice? After that happened, he continued on Rhode Island towards, I guess, New York. I did not see him anymore. What I noticed when I park my vehicle by the garden, by the entrance where I take care, I know that the state, when they built the road there, and they fixed the road from the Route 70 to the fire lane, or before the fire lane. They did the road on the Route 70, they paint all the line, they can paint the lines, few feet only. When it start Pemberton Township property, there's no yellow line in there. Please, put yellow lines in there, maybe save somebody's life. I'm very fortunate to just be speaking tonight while I'm being in a funeral home today, okay? Put the yellow lines in there. You got it on New York Road, guess what? Put it right there, that's the main entrance. Okay, I'm going to endorse now in 402 Virginia Drive. I want to tell the public work or the code enforcement for the job well done. Okay? Then I'm going to endorse you on North Carolina. Like I say, I work everything. I know on the North Carolina road, from New York Road will be the 400 block and the 300 block to my right, my left, the 400 block. I noticed since 1999, I had the resident was telling me their 500 block haven't been touched, holes and everything. When I go by there, I gotta jump like a frog. I mean, I wanna know what is the reason only the few blocks. And you are working the same street. Finish the job and they go to the street anyway. Then, between North Carolina and Canary Road, the divider there, if I'm leaving Virginia Drive towards New York and North Carolina, I coming up to Canary Trail. Canary Trail like a line intersection. I already brought it to their attention. Where they are working on the road to the other side. Okay, across the street, I'm leaving New York Road. I'm North Carolina, coming up to Canary Trail. I have a blind intersection. It has to be taken care. Because for me to get out, or any vehicle to get out, you gotta come in the middle of the road. And guess what? The way they race a racetrack in PL right now, is spring and summer and fall, somebody gonna get killed there. Okay. Now, my next question is, where are the portable parks? Please. I don't see it. Okay. My next thing, but I'm going to bring it up in reference to the parks, like Paul Bridge in the T&M home park. Those parks for the children, it has been granted to the Green Acres, those grants. Oh, you gotta give me time, okay, because I need the answer. Okay, I wanna know that. Well, my next one will be in reference to the Greenwood Farm, Greenwood Farm, whatever. What these people are offered to the residents will be living in there. Because I recall, I live in PL, and when they built those the new development, sick. We didn't got nothing, okay? Please, you be sure that these people get something. And the lady wasn't here. I'm pretty sure you guys living in there, or the engineer living next to the development, they going to be sure that water going to go somewhere, not to their home. Oh, okay.
Ms. Phillips?
Okay, my time is up.
Thank you
Yes,
very
answer
much.
me.
We'll check,
Forward back.
we'll check on them porta pots for you, Ms.
Before the 9?
Good evening, everyone. Mike Salter, 92 Town Road. You better watch out when I'm not in office anymore. 2 words, plausible deniability. That was said to me after the last meeting. That is a threat. there are at least one council member and another solicitor that's over there that should have heard it also, because they were standing right by it. I have members of the public that said they can be witnesses if I want to press charges for the threat. I ask that that person resign from the council. Next, out of order. You all need to review what is considered out of order. Just because you don't like someone's opinion and they might get a little loud is not out of order. Threats of violence, gross vulgarity, things like that are out of order. Mr. McGuckin knows a lot about this from Jackson, because they did it to somebody and that person won $500,000 in their lawsuit against the town. It is true. I saw it. You had to fight a lawsuit against you from the town because of it.
Dismissed from the lawsuit, and the lawsuit is still pending.
I know the lawsuit was dismissed. That helps you if you know something. Okay. I got some questions. The rest of this is going to be about the introduced budget. I know you don't, it's not budget meetings, but I want to get some of this out in the air for now. The UEZ program, the Urban Enterprise Zone program, went from $433,000 last year to nothing anticipated this year for revenue. That could be a grant, I'm not really sure. Increase in trash user fees. Last year, $400,000. You're anticipating $875,000 in revenue. Should we be expecting our trash fees to go to more than double this year? General admissions administration salaries going from $188,000 to $298,000 in 1 year. Did we hire 1 or 2 more people? Did we grow that department? Financial administration going from $235,000 to $284,000, $50,000 increase. Assessment of taxes, I guess that's a tax assessor, going from $63,000 to $103,000. Legal services, last year was $385,000. It was budgeted for $275,000. We're anticipating only $175,000 this year? Is it really gonna be that low? Zoning board from $55,000 to $75,000, an extra $20,000. Did we add another member to it or something? Another professional? Planning board from $57,000 to $70,000. Are we adding another professional there part-time or something? Fire department went from $73,000 last year, anticipating $200,000. Other expenses in the fire department from $128,000 to $156,000. These are some huge increases in 1 year. Recreation went from $204,000 to $273,000, and other expenses went from $100,000 to $136,000 for this year. Senior services is getting a $40,000 increase from $207,000 to $239,000, plus an additional $12,000 in other expenses. Township code enforcement went from paying $152,000 salaries to $277,000 in that salaries. Did we hire other people in addition to we have? The shared services shouldn't be part of this. Municipal courts going from $277,000. We're expecting revenue of $335,000. Are we expecting a lot more speeding tickets or something? Construction official appropriations. There's nothing in here. 0. Do we not have a construction official rating? Okay, sheet 22, shared services agreement. You have 2 of them here. Tax assessor for $32,000. Pemberton Borough SSA Google Fire Company going from $32,000 to $52,000, extra $20,000. Where's the shared services agreement? Other shared services agreements we're paying for? We're paying $175,000 for a code official and a shared services agreement. It's not in here. How badly was this slapped together? That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, council members, administration, candidates, and fellow residents.
Name and address, please, for the
Oh,
record.
yep.
That's it.
My name is Susan Sacco. I'm on 148 Kinsley, used to be on Lemon. Josh, you've been there. Tonight, I have one simple question. What are you gonna do for Sunbury Village? I asked this question to previous administration, the meet and greet, and I found it hysterical that that was the first question on my thing tonight. As we move towards another election season, I hear a lot of plans and projects and developments and promises, but what I want to know is what is being done for the people who are already living here. When I moved into my home, my rent was approximately $800 per month. The properties have changed hands, and within a year, my rent increased approximately 25%. The following year, it increased again approximately 25%. Several years ago, I came before the previous township administration and asked them to consider rent stabilization, protection for the residents facing dramatic rate increases, and that I was concerned about. Investors buying properties and turning houses into investment opportunities instead of a place for families to live. Unfortunately, those concerns have grown. My partner and I both work full-time jobs. We are not asking for handouts. We get up every day, go to work, pay our bills, support local businesses, contribute throughout the community. Yet despite having 2 working adults with good paying jobs, housing affordability remains a struggle. If 2 people working full-time jobs struggle to afford housing, then what chances do our seniors who are on fixed incomes and young families and our grandchildren have? I'm not supposed to say that. Over the years, many houses in Sunbury Village have been purchased by investors from out of state into our community, out of our community. Residents have watched homes that were once affordable get bought, minimally improved, and then sold for substantial higher price. I just got an announcement that one in Kinsley is now going for $199. That's one side. It's assessed at $50. Meanwhile, the people who live here for years find themselves competing against investors being priced out of the housing market. I do not want to spend the rest of my life renting in Sunbury Village. My partner and I are looking to buy at this point, and we are staying in Sunbury because we've been here for 16 years. So I want the opportunity to own my own home in a community where I have invested more than 16 years of my life. I want the opportunity for my neighbors. I want the opportunity for working families, and I want the opportunity for the next generation growing up here. I have a granddaughter who lives on Fort Dix with my son and his wife. She's a year old, so she's planning on going to Pemberton, looking for her future. I understand the affordability housing obligation must be met. But my question is this: affordable to whom? Affordable to the people who are already living here? Affordable for the seniors who spent their lives in this township? Affordable to the working class families trying to become homeowners? Affordable for the residents who have supported this community for years? Or affordable for everyone except the people who have already been here all along? If affordable housing is being created, how will this help the long-term residents of Sunbury Village? How will it help the renters who dream of becoming homeowners? How will it help the working families who struggle despite doing everything society tells them they're supposed to do? How will it help the residents who have invested years and decades in this community? I would also like to speak directly to the candidates seeking office. when I attend a campaign event, when I was not gonna be this emotional. When I attended a campaign event at the meet and greet, I had heard a lot about building community. I will like to thank a councilman who had not been elected yet, who came out and spent 2 hours at Lemon to speak on, so Josh, I thank you for that. I agree that community matters. That is why I'm planning to organize Sunbury Village Residents Association, as opposed to a tenants association, to bring homeowners and renters together to address issues affecting our neighborhood. I am also interested in creating a tenants association so the renters can help out with the raising rent costs and everything else. We had discussed before about the property owners being helped first. I'm gonna be one of them, so. And you had talked about the that's out there. I'd like to get that. I do watch the meetings. Residents are still waiting to see what so about the governor's election, when she talked about, she was running on going after predatory landlords. Sunbury Village, there it is. If you look at the map, it's predatory as you get. So I am willing to do my part as a resident. My question is whether our elected officials and candidates will do theirs. What is the township's plan to help renters become homeowners? What is the township's plan to preserve affordable housing opportunities? When the township plans to address the growing number of growing investor properties, what is the township's plan to ensure the people who already live here have a meaningful opportunity? Discussing the 55 and over, and the people of Sunbury Village deserve an answer. We deserve transparency, we deserve opportunity. We deserve leaders who understand that the community is not measured about how many houses are being built, but whether the people who are already living here can afford to stay. So I will end with this where I began. What are you gonna do for Sunbury Village?
Thank you.
Sorry.
Don't really have any answers for you at this time. I know we always look into problems at Sunbury Village. We just dealt with one about some sewer.
Opportunities in
sewer
Sunbury
problems.
Village.
Yeah.
You have a whole entire 313 properties that are low-income housing. That should meet your quotas. That should meet, but thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry I don't have any answers for you at this time. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, we're gonna close this portion of public comment. Move on to resolutions. Anybody have any
Good luck on your fight, Paul.
agenda, anything you want?
178, 126.
Right.
180, 2026. 181, 2026. And 182.
Anybody else have anything?
Council President, we pull 176, 2026, please.
Yes, sir. Alright, those being pulled, looking for amended. Anybody, any appetite on the motion?
Make the motion, we'll approve the other ones that have a little high. I'll second.
Alright. Yes. accept those.
Yes.
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 the only question I have is, we went back out to bid for macros. Who was doing it in the past, previously?
So, this is one of the projects that stayed with ARH, so I don't have all of the information. But, from my understanding, when phase one went out to bid originally, the bid was rejected because the township did not have enough money to do the project at the time. So we were able to get more money from the DEP, because this is, through the I-Bank, we were able to get more money through the I-Bank, readjusted the plans, and then ARH put it out to bid again. So I don't know who the original contractor was the first time when it went out to bid, but this is the rebid after the additional money from the DEP.
Okay, thank you.
Jen, how many years has this been going on with this one project?
I do not have an exact answer for that.
I believe the first time we was awarded the, 3 of the phases was 2024, maybe before I got on council.
Well, I believe it was before we got it.
It probably started, but the first awards were, you and Josh were on council and,
I just don't understand how we drag things out like
this was to no fault of anyone in this,
this. I understand that, but I mean, there's,
you know where the fault lies, Danny, they're not here anymore, and, we're just correcting, you know, a wrong that should have been done, was done out of order, it should have been done in a different order, and now we're finally got the additional funding we need, and we're getting it done. This bid came in under what was estimated. I think the project was estimated at 1.5 million. We're finally getting it finished.
Jen, how much was the grant to put the well on the county property to supply the water for this project?
I do not know that information off the top of my head either.
I mean, that's another head scratch for that whole deal.
First 3 phases were totally covered from the first,
I understand, but they put the well on the county property, and that's what we're trying to do for our system. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So down the road, if there's a problem and the county says, I'm shutting the well off, what are we gonna do? You know, we had nothing to do with this, but I mean, these are some of the decisions that were made prior to us getting on here. And it's a total mess. That's all I got.
Okay, I believe there was an agreement between the county and the township to put the well there, but, again, wasn't here when that originally started.
You wouldn't put swimming pool in your neighbor's yard.
Looking for a motion to approve this, resolution.
Make a motion to approve it. Gotta get done.
I'll second again.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
No?
Mr. DeCharlois?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. Moving on, say 178, or 178.
Playground equipment.
Yes.
This is another deal before we got on there. They were trying to get Cold Bridge through. And then they decided to rip out the playground because they had all the plans for this development. Now, this goes back 5 years or more. And it still isn't done. I think Cold Bridge should be done before Blueberry Manor gets done.
Blueberry Manor, last meeting or 2 meetings ago, we approved to buy the playground equipment, and that's moving ahead. That should be done before this one, yeah.
Cold Bridge should be done before this one here gets started. My next question is, who's installing the equipment and how long is it gonna take to get it done? Because we approved the stuff, look how many years it took to do Country Lakes Beach. And I know they had Pinelands problems, but these projects just drag out, and we don't get them done.
Danny, if I remember from our pamphlet, I think it says Public Works is gonna be supplying the, labor.
You know, it's been over 5 years on Bull Ridge, the kids don't have no place to play, because they got ripped out.
And we know, we're trying to get that back up and running, you know, it's been moving along pretty good. Since we got things on board, you know, we got the drawings and stuff done. I believe we're doing site work, or getting ready to do the site work.
I sent a draft, a concept plan of what the new playground will look like for Bullbridge Park to Kendall today.
So which one we going first, Old Bridge or Bluebird?
Old Bridge will be done before Blueberry is done there, and this is just to approve the order the equipment.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but Old Bridge's equipment's already been ordered. Looking for a motion.
Motion to approve 178.
Second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Shrubble?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. Alright, next one, I believe, is 180.
Should be 79 and 80.
Now, you're looking at the old, you want the two, sidewalls?
Yes.
That's 80 and 81 on the two.
I don't understand why we have to close this building during the summer. And I think at the time when they were negotiating the salaries, this should have been part of the negotiation. Instead of approving their raises, approving their package, and now we wanna close the building. We have a responsibility for our residents to be here. And there's no reason whatsoever why they can't split it where some are off on Friday and some are off on Monday, but this building should be open. To give you an example, we're gonna have a gigantic tax increase from the school. And people are working week to week, saving money to pay their taxes, and they wait till the last minute to get the money, and they come in here and the building's closed, and then they gotta take time off Monday to come in and pay their taxes, and if they're late, they get whacked with a, surcharge. We are here to serve the residents, not the employees. You know, there was times last year, they get Friday off, Monday's a holiday. This building should be open 5 days a week. And next year, when it comes negotiation for their contract, work it out there. We can't change horses in the middle of the street all the time. This place should never be closed on a Friday in the summertime. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Dewey. I know last year we, had issues about this, and I believe that almost everyone was, talked to about this. If you read all the paperwork that goes along with these two sidewalks, there's not one set flat, depending on the department. They made arrangements to stay open until 6 o'clock on the 4 nights a week that they will be here, so that should accommodate residents getting in to pay their bills and stuff. I went and talked, not with every department, but I talked with a lot of the departments, and those people are mostly happy with this arrangement, and they understand that there is a flexibility.
Do you think the productivity's gonna increase having to work from 8 to 6?
I'm sure they'll get tired working longer hours, but I think the township residents will be accommodated by being able to get in up till 6 o'clock at night, every night. And I believe they're open a half hour earlier with this schedule than most of the window departments, so you got a half hour sooner to get in, and an hour and a half later, I believe, to get here and take care of your township business. Again, that's just my opinion, but I did go out and talk to most of the departments, and they thought this was a schedule that they could live with and still serve the residents.
I talked to them too, there was a lot that, aren't in favor of it. But
President, if I may?
Yes.
So, I do agree with my colleague on the other side there. I mean, we've been talking about this and arguing back and forth for, I shouldn't say argue, let's get back and forth, discussing over the past 3 to 4 years about this, and every year it comes up. You know, Councilman Dewey, I support what you're saying as well, so, that's just my 2 cents.
All right, with that, looking for a motion. Anything? Motion for 180, 181?
I'll make a motion to approve 180 and 181.
Second motion.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. DeSharloy?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
No.
Mr. Hart?
No.
Moving on, ordinance for second reading, public hearing, and adoption. Ordinance 16-2026, an ordinance of the Township of Pemberton, County of Brooklyn. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 182, I'm sorry. That was you again, Gordon? Let's,
Again, Janice,
Can't hear you anymore.
no reflection on you, but this is another project that's been going on for over 5 years. They've already done 2 phases, and this is the 3rd phase, and nothing's been done in over two and a half years between ARH and this and that. And my question is, when this project started, all the material and labor prices had to go up anyway, because there's another project that we're dragging down the road, you know, wagging with flat tires. It's not your fault, but I'm just trying to prove the example. We get grants, we put it out for bid, and nothing happens. And is there any guarantee that it's even gonna get done this year?
Actually, there is, and I say that because, so the same contractor was awarded phase 5.
Earl's doing a good job.
Yes, so what Earl did was they did all the drainage work in phase 3 and 4, which is what this change order is for. They then also went immediately after they were awarded phase 5, subsequently did all the drainage work in phase 5. They're letting those trenches settle, and they will be coming back this summer and paving 3 and 4 and 5 all in one shot.
Did they do the sewer manholes too? There's
They,
not a whole lot of storm drains on South Lake Shore.
they did all the storm crossings.
Right. But I mean, if you go down there, you got manhole coverage.
They
that are
should, they,
2 inches low, 3 inches
they,
low.
as part of their milling and paving, they will be resetting those as best they can, but yes, that, this all will be done, this summer. I am awaiting a date when they will be coming back out to actually start the paving. It should be between the end of the month and early July, but both sections of the road will be paved this summer.
Now, does that include they're gonna finish South Lake Shore Drive and make the left to the bridge?
No, so that's just South Lake Shore. The whole North Lake Shore is a different set of projects which we're in the process of designing. I forget where the limits of this ends off the top of my head, but they're just doing South Lake Shore. And then we're moving to North Lake Shore.
By the time they get to, South Lake Shore, they'll have to go back to phase 1 and redo that. All right, thank you.
No problem.
If there's no other questions, looking for a motion on 182.
Motion to approve 182.
Second, anyone?
Yeah, I'll second.
Mr. DeSharloy?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yep.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. Ordinance is for second reading. Ordinance 16-2026, an ordinance of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, repealing and vacating Township Code, Chapter 162, Article 1, entitled Tax Exemptions and Abatement Program in its entirety. Anyone for public comment on this one? Seeing none,
we ever get reimbursed involved in that? Is that eliminated out there?
No, that,
Is that the only one that's gonna be exempt?
they're existing, yes, that we couldn't change that one.
Pre-existing that far is under the grandfather clauses.
Well, I don't see how it can be binding. We, have you guys look into it and determine that it can't be, reneged?
Yeah, you can't go backwards, this is only going forward.
That's the way it is.
My opinion, one thing, peace of mind it should bring to us as residents is a lot of people make comments you hear all the time about backdoor deals and things like that going on. What this eliminates is the possibility of that happening with a tax abatement, because for those who don't pay attention to what's coming up, it has to come back to here, and an ordinance will have to be created to be able to offer a tax abatement. Everybody clear on that? So there's no more tax abatement backdoor deals that anybody has to worry about accusing anybody of, because here you go, we're wiping it out altogether.
Yep, basically, this is what the residents were hollering at us about on the Greenberg project, so we heard you, and we had an opportunity to get rid of it altogether, and that's what we're doing. No other discussion, I'll look for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Misrata?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Oh, yes. All right, ordinance 17-2026, ordinance of Township of Pemberton, County of Pemberton, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing chapter 86 of the Township Code of the Township of Pemberton entitled Construction Codes Uniform, so as to revise various fees under the Uniform Construction Code. Anyone in the public wish to make a comment on this? Seeing none. Anyone?
Wait a minute.
Come on up, Ms. Phillips.
I have a question. Across from my property, from my house, was a house bought by investors. This house was purchased the end of February or the 4th week of March. And what happened? That investor got a house, and that house looked like a dumpster outside. I'm just waiting to see if he's going to do anything, because I will complain. My place is clean. You clean your place too. Because you got money, and I will make no difference. Okay, I noticed they brought a lot of people working inside that house. They were 3 dumpsters, plus a regular truck. And when I walk there, because I'm in the corner there anyway, the back of the house, it's like a dumpster filled up in garbage. I don't know that the house was purchased as it is. The people walk out, the investor coming up there, and he grabbed it. He brought all the people to work inside that house.
Ms. Phillips, can I ask you a question?
Yes, I cannot, excuse me,
Yeah, but
excuse me.
now, this has nothing to do with that, this is about increasing the fees for all permits and that kind of stuff, so if you have a problem with one property, you need to talk to Mr. Gerber and give him that
Well,
address.
I just got only one question, that we supposed to get permit when we purchase a house and being fixing inside the house, destroy the thing. Okay, there is no yellow sticker in that house, it is 300 New Hampshire Road, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips.
Mike Salka, 92 Straight Town Road again. I'm in favor for this. My question really is, how do we have zero revenue in the introduced budget for code enforcement or this if we're actually charging fees?
Good question. Anyone else?
CPA might be able to answer that.
All right, anyone on the council?
Shake your head, Mr.
Questions,
Chair.
comments?
Yeah,
Room one, just open. sit there and be quiet, Mikey.
Okay, Porky.
I really don't know what that's about.
All right, guys, then back and forth, please, thank you.
Council President, if I may.
Yeah, Mr. Wood.
I just have one question for somebody. Like, I read through this, it's not really a big, it's a concern that I have. I just don't understand the logistics behind it, but, what is it, 13, under tanks, 13, E, demolition or abandonment of tanks, UST, VST, or AFC. I understand what it means. Number one, use group R3 and R5, it talks specifically about the zoning, we're changing from 95 to 120. And then two, all other use groups shall be 172.25. So we're going up. I just have a question for administration, and I wish Tom was here, so I could ask him, but do we find this counterintuitive? If somebody has a property, let's call it a single level ranch, built in 1954, and they have a septic tank, and it needs to get removed. Are we finding it counterintuitive, would be my question, for them to actually be paying for it to get removed, since we're increasing rates? I think we'll let the tanks sit there. I think we're going backwards. I understand what the intent is, but, you know, if we're talking about saving some money, or people coming into the township and buying houses, I know, you know, everybody probably on this council understands what I'm talking about. You buy an old house in Pemberton Township, Browns Mills, there's an old tank in the ground nobody knew about. Now all of a sudden, you're checking it out, and then you gotta pay for a permit. It was $95, and we're going to 120. So just my question is for everybody, just to contemplate what we're trying to do there. Are we trying to remove the tanks out of the ground and keep it economically feasible for residents, or are we trying to leave the tanks in the ground and make it somebody else's problem down the road? That's all I'm saying. So thank you for your time.
Josh, I don't know if they're putting a septic, if you're putting a new septic system in and there's a prior tank, you're allowed to smash it, replace, backfill.
Yeah.
But if it's an oil tank, it's
Right.
a totally different category.
Right. I mean, and I agree with you, Danny, right? That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah,
So you got a 250 gallon oil tank in the ground. I've seen people before filling with sand.
Well, that was a couple years ago.
I know.
It's since changed, I mean, it was sand and cement, now it's gotta be taken.
Now it's gotta be taken
You have
out.
to have a mediation person there to check the soil to make sure that there's no contamination. But for the septic, if you're putting a new system in, you gotta pump the tank, you can smash the tank, backfill it.
And that makes sense. So, you know,
It's gotta be smashed.
that's just, you know, food for thought is all I'm saying. It's just, I think I understand and I agree with the ordinance 100%, but it just seems like on that one, I probably would have left it the same, but that's just my opinion. Thank you again for your time.
And it may very well just be there is an increase in, inspection. I'm not sure, Josh, on that. Anybody else have any other questions?
The other thing I'm gonna ask on that, Danny, is on a tank pull for something like that, what kind of money you generally talking? Say I got a 250 gallon tank in the ground, I need you to come pull it. Ballpark, what kind of money you looking at?
Depends, I mean, if, you know, outfit.
Yeah, clean dirt, you just gotta pull the tank, you gotta backfill, and you gotta go dispose of the tank.
It's soil samples.
Okay.
They have to be sent out.
So, and that's general across the board with any tank pull?
Yeah, I mean, you could be, if there's no contamination, you could probably be easily looking at $2,500 for full tank.
Okay.
The tank's gotta be, you gotta cut a hole in it, the tank's gotta be clean, just to take it to a junkyard. You just can't pull the tank out and get rid of it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I understand.
Cut a hole in it so that they know that there's no flammable material in there, that they go to crush it, close it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm just thinking about what Josh had said. I mean, it only went up $30, so if we're talking about maybe a $300 or $400 job, you're not looking at much, but if you're dumping $2,500 into removal, you know, suddenly $30 increase in the thing doesn't really seem that much in my eyes.
Because you're paying the guy to stand there while you dig it out.
Anybody else? Not? Looking for a motion? 17, 2026?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 17, 2026.
I'll second.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, moving on to ordinances for introduction. Ordinance number 18/2026, ordinance amending chapter 148 titled Rental Properties of the Code of the Township of Pemberton. Anybody on the council have any questions about that one?
Yeah, I got a couple of discussions. I think it was 1973 or whatever when the alcohol lead paint is, you know, when it comes to trim, windowsills, and, you know, if you pull up to a house and it still has the asbestos shingles on it and it's got the regular windows, I would say, without even looking in the house, you got a lead problem. But most of these, we have some very good landlords in this town where they put all new windows in their house, all new trim and paint it. But the lead thing is a pain in the butt. You know, I think once the house is inspected and it's got all new trim, new windows, the landlord shouldn't be raked for the 200 whatever fee it is to inspect it. You know, it all went back to when they outlawed lead paint. All your trim was painted in lead paint. There can't be that many houses left in Pemberton Township that have the lead paint. And I think once you inspect a house that a landlord's renting, if it doesn't have lead paint in it, that should be the end of it. It should be marked on their file. There's no reason to check them for lead paint. You know, the lady over here said, you know, about the, you know, rent control. You know, when your taxes go up 26%, the land, you know, somebody has to pay. Everybody here pay. You know, if he can cut down the fees, you know, make them reasonable for the landlord, then he doesn't have to pass a bunch of money on to his tenants. You know, it's just common sense.
There's actually a subsection in there that they can be, after all the issues are done, they can be remediated they can be given a lead-free certificate, and that will then eliminate the need for that.
Yeah, but when the tenant leaves, it's gotta be re-inspected again. Right, once a year. You know,
I believe we're just talking about a general safety inspection, aren't we? It wouldn't be just necessarily for the lead, I mean, it's an overall inspection of the entire residence, the heating, and roofing, everything, to make sure it's suitable for the next tenant.
Yes, and I believe this ordinance is somewhat in line with the state regulations. That's all we're doing is trying to, we're just adjusting the fee structure a little bit. Again, to be in line with the state regulations. Just following along for what the state.
That's according to, Hotel and Multiple Dwelling Acts, NJSA 55:13A-3.
Yes, it is. That's it. We're just trying to stay in line. We're increasing the fees a little bit. That's it.
still requires common sense.
Well, they would have to change that at the state level.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just this town, and my daughter just had it done in the town she lives in, because she owns an old house, and if it changes hands, it has to be, checked, whether it was checked previously or not. So, it's not just here in Pemberton, it's everywhere.
Council President, it is a state statute, that's why it's a planning requirement. It does apply.
Thank you, sir. Anything else? If not, I'll look for a motion.
What's the next meeting, you need, 17th?
Yes.
Make a motion to introduce ordinance 18/2026 to June 17th meeting.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, moving right along. Ordinance 19/2026, current introduction. Ordinance of the Township of Pemberton, County of Township, State of New Jersey, vacating a portion of Joe, you wanna enlighten us a little bit on this? I think I know a little bit about it.
So I received a request from Mr. and Mrs. Patel. They own all the land that surrounds this little area that they wanna vacate, and they just wanna vacate it because it doesn't make any sense, it's not improved. It's really just cleaning up the property they own, and obviously putting the land back on the tax rolls.
If I'm correct, it doesn't impair anybody else's ability to get onto their properties.
And by statute, if you vacated public right away, you vacated right away, goes back to the adjoining property owners, and these property owners.
Anybody has any questions about it? For a motion to adopt?
Motion to introduce, ordinance number 19-2026 at the June 17th meeting.
Second one, anybody?
I'll second.
All right.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Abstain.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, moving right along, new business. Purchase of 2000, A1, Public Works, new heavy truck equipment scanner, OEM, diagnostic tools, total amount $12,025, stayed with the last meeting, so we'll do some further research. I believe Mr. Dewey talked to, Public Works supervisor down there, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. I
I
got-
called Phil before the league was submitted.
All right, yeah.
After on the table, I told Mr. Costa I had an extensive conversation.
Right, I believe I was satisfied with the answers about what the additional costs were for. Anybody else have any questions?
The only thing I can say is they need it, and it'll end up paying for itself in the long run. They gotta have it to work on the truck from that to that.
All right, is that a motion?
Motion approved, 11A1.
So,
That's a second.
yes,
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, A2, Public Works, maintenance parts for sludge pumps at wastewater treatment plant, water court pump systems. That's the sole source to get them from, the only people that make them. Total amount of $7,550. Questions?
Well, I think, I'm pretty sure we want our sludge to be pumped out of the sewers.
I know, I don't wanna see what happens if it stops.
I'll entertain the motion.
Make a motion to approve the pump.
Second?
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes, so much. Next, A3, 3 metal recycling receptacles, 3 waste receptacles, 10 trash rain caps, recycling away to total amount of $4,097. As you guys saw from, we had 3 bids on this, this was the cheapest bid.
Harry, what are these for?
I believe they're out of them, we've set a few more around town, mainly up at the, area where we're having the farmer's market. And, I think you're just looking to have some more and have some replacement lids, cause some of those get damaged every once in a while from wind blowing off and stuff.
Harry, I believe that's coming in, the recycling grant?
Yes, it's out of the, either recycling or clean communities, I forget, I looked.
Yeah, here it is. Yes, the Clean Communities.
Clean Communities grant.
Yep.
There's no other discussion, I'll approve A3. Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher-Underwood?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Oh, yes, thank you. Next is, A4, administration, annual website fee, tech support, WCAG compliance and remediation services for the revised in the total amount of $4,800. I believe that's what keeps our website running.
Yes.
Yes. It's an annual contract.
And the WCAG compliance, I'm not exactly sure what that stands for, the letters, but it is to keep us ADA compliant. So, and have open access to it, so we can see open that, that is a requirement.
Thank you.
Speaking of the ADA, do we, what we have out here, is that legal? For handicap parking?
Yeah, but this is for the website.
Okay, but I mean, I just heard her say, ADA. Disability.
Yeah, I don't know specifically what you're talking about. out
Well,
there.
if you park in a handicap, you get out of your car, you gotta lift your foot up 8 inches to get over the curb. You walk across the grass, or park your car and walk all the way down the hill and have red mat.
I don't want to put our engineer on the spot, but the way we have it, we have walkways at either end of the parking lot for people.
I do not have an answer right now, but I will look into it.
Let's put it this way, how many people fell in the parking lot in the last 2 years?
I don't know what we're behind this website annual contract.
I'll put it, it's on my to-do list.
All right, thank you for checking, see if we're complying. All right, there's no other questions relevant to this purchase. Looking for a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Fisher-Underwood?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, now, fun one, bill list. Anybody have any questions or problems with the bill list?
I see a lot of things on there for different, things going on, recreation and stuff. Are we keeping budgets on all these things we have going on for spending? In other words, if somebody's gonna have yoga at one of our buildings, do they present a budget to the administration and say, well, I gotta buy these rugs and I gotta get this? Or we just do it and then buy what we need? Cause there's a lot of stuff on there this week, you know, for keychains and this and that.
Most of the keychains and stuff are, handouts for the TAG and Municipal Alliance and the police department for handouts at their different events.
Well, my question was,
And that's usually.
do they have a budget for spending?
That's from grant money.
Should still have a budget. You know, like when they did the Nesbitt Center, that building, and how much was that with furniture, cement work, this and that, you know? We were kept in the dark. That's why we have the money from.
Anybody else have any issues with the bill list? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the bill list.
Got a motion, looking for a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher-Underwood?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. Okay, moving right along. solicitor's report. I understand you have a letter to read, Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you. The letter dated June 3rd, addressed to Chief Jonathan Glass, Mr. Ken Gerber, and Councilman Dan Dewey. Dear Chief Glass, Mr. Ken Gerber, Councilman Dewey, members of the Public Works Department, on behalf of Browns Mills United Methodist Church, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for your assistance in addressing the situation behind the fence line of our church property. We greatly appreciate the efforts made by Pemberton Township Police Department, Public Works Department, Code Enforcement Officer Ken Gerber, and Councilman Dan Dewey in removing the individuals who have been living behind our fence line, as well as the cleanup and removal of the garbage, debris, and trash that have accumulated in this area. For the church that operates Little Lambs Preschool, maintaining a safe and secure environment for our students, families, staff, and congregation is the utmost importance. Your prompt attention to this matter has helped restore safety and cleanliness to the areas surrounding our property. We're especially thankful that the township recognized that. Although the encampment and debris were not located directly on church-owned property, they created hazardous conditions adjacent to our grounds and negatively impacted our property line. Your willingness to address these concerns demonstrates a strong commitment to the safety and well-being of the Browns Mills community. Unfortunately, our fence has sustained damage in several occasions due to repeated foot traffic and trespassing along the property line. To help prevent future issues, we have installed no trespassing signs along the fence and will continue to report any trespassing or property damage to the police department. Thank you again for your dedication, cooperation, and service to our community. We are grateful for your partnership and for the positive impact your actions have had on the safety of our church, preschool, and congregation. With sincere appreciation, Director of Little Lambs Preschool, special blessings in the congregation of Browns Mills United Methodist Church.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Solicitor? Thank you very much. Mayor, would you like to say a few words?
Well, we got a lot of activities going on. Upcoming weekend, we have the fishing derby, we have the farmer's market, we have, we have 3 things going on, so farmer's market, fishing derby.
Peace on the streets.
That's right, yeah, that's right in front of me too. Thanks, Alex, appreciate that. We're also planning for 9/11 to do a lunch for heroes here in the township building. Have a quick service and then a catered lunch. If it's nice, we'll do it outside, if not, we'll do it here in room 10. And that will not come out of the budget, our budget, so nothing to worry about there. I had the great opportunity of reviewing some scholarship packages recently for Justine's Girl Scout troop. And I gotta tell you, we have some amazing girls in this township. It was hard to pick just one. Just the aspirations and the way these kids think. It's amazing. They're wise beyond their years, and you should be very proud of them. They did a great job. That's all I got for tonight. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Mayor. Mrs. Administrator?
I just have one comment, regarding the ordinance with the fees. I just wanted to let everybody know that one of the things that, our new construction official identified were, fees charged to farmers for accessory structures. It was astronomical, so that has been corrected, and I know that Tom Boyd, if he was here tonight, he would want me to let you guys know. The other thing is, Justine, thank you for all you do. It really shows when you bring these kids in here. I mean, I don't know what they would do without you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. Have a nice night.
All right, thank you, Amy. I understand you want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to let everybody know that the ordinance that was passed allowed the Charter Study Commission. That question will be on the ballot this November. I have confirmation from the county clerk's office. And the commission members, they do have to run for that position and have to be on the ballot in November. Those petitions are available through my office beginning tomorrow. You'll have to get 100 signatures. Any other questions, you can address them to me, but those petitions are available. You can either come in and get them or email me and I will provide you with petitions.
All right, thank you. Any of the other professionals have anything to say? No? Ken?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Our code enforcement office has been out working diligently throughout the community.
This time of year, of course, it's a grass issue. We're trying to get to everybody that we possibly can. I would encourage anybody here in the audience that if they have an elderly neighbor, a sickly neighbor, a veteran that is struggling, to get a hold of us, get a hold of me, and we'll see what we can do about getting somebody out there to assist them in getting this done. We are trying to beautify your neighborhoods, and it's a monumental task. I assure you that we are going to continue to diligently address each and every issue as it comes across our table. Since January, our inspectors have inspected over 2,220 properties. That's about 450 a month. They're out there and they are diligently humping and working to make your community the best that they possibly can make it. And thank you very much for everybody's support, and it's so much appreciated. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Ken. Council, Mr. Dewey, you wanna start tonight?
Sure. The letter to Red, I'd like to add two names that weren't mentioned, and it's Stacy and Kevin from that department. It was the first time that I ever interacted with them, and they were 100% professional. They were on their A game. They communicated with me, and the thing got resolved. And they did an excellent job, and I was really proud to even be with them. I mean, they were so professional, it was unbelievable. And Ken and Tom, I know you had a lot to do with that. I mean, you could be proud of those two. Believe me when I tell you.
Mr. Dewey, thank you very much, and I will be sure to pass that along to Kevin and Stacy tomorrow morning.
So why is still getting in a good mood? What can we do about the gas station across from the Wawa in Pemberton that's falling down?
That is on our target list.
Okay.
We're working on that now.
I
So
mean, it's a total hazard.
we have our professional team working on it.
The tanks are still in the ground, and it's an eyesore. I appreciate it, Ken.
Not a problem.
Other than that, thanks everybody for coming out. We're doing our best. And I'll see you at the next meeting. Thank you.
All right, Charles.
Just to note, with summer coming on and the weather's still looking like it's doing its crazy seesawing, everybody be careful out there when it gets real hot like it's gonna get over the next couple of days, because that's when the dehydration and heat stroke creeps up on you. Stay hydrated and stay in the shade when it's that hot.
Thank you, Charles. Barry?
I just have two things. One, Marty, excellent job. I was going to a job I had down around the lake, and I drove past there, and I'll tell you what, folks, if you haven't driven by there, you really should. I would put their work, along with Public Works and all the other people that were involved with it, I'd put that corner up against any town that borders around us that are more financially sound, maybe, so to speak. I can't wait to see what that place looks like if the residents keep up with it when some of those plans mature in about a month or 2 months. It's amazing now, it's only going to get better. Thank you very much, please keep up the good work. And secondly, 56 years here in this town, I can tell you that I'm a little tired of more than 50% of the time you see Pemberton Township in the news, it's on something negative. The office that starts over there with Mr. Gerber and now Tom in it and everybody else working for them, the changes that they're making are what bring us up out of the proverbial gutter, so to speak. That's where it all starts. We're not here to punish, we're here to just help improve. I guarantee you, if you get a ticket in the mail, it's not just come to court and pay your fine. They're encouraging you to do the right thing, to bring your property within the standards of what we would want. You know, you improve your property to make your neighbors look better. And you would hope that they would do the same thing to theirs to make yours look better. That's what a neighborhood is about. And if we can all get on the same page as that, hopefully after a while, a couple of years down the road, maybe he can start laying off some employees and save us some more money by everybody falling in line. Other than that, I appreciate all the work that's being done. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Mr. Ward?
Thank you. I do want to wish everybody have a good evening. Thank you for sticking around. You know, really appreciate everybody's input. And again, you'll see me after and we'll talk. And I'll make myself available if anybody else wants to talk. So thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you. I'd just like to, bring up a few things. We got a lot of stuff going on in town this week, as the mayor was saying earlier, so make sure you get out, see some of the stuff that's going on, and it's nice to have all these good things going on every weekend, it's good for the town, it's good for the morale of the people. I just like the fact, we hear, like I said a couple meetings ago, I'd rather hear the good stuff, and there is more good if we just look in the right direction than there is bad in this town. I had the honor last night of being out at a drill, I'll call it, with our volunteer firefighters, and they were getting shown some new equipment, and at the same time, the new members were being trained on how to do extrication out of an automobile. 11 members of the fire department there, very professional at all times, including the 3 new recruits. Did an excellent job. I'm glad that we have these volunteers in the town to do that kind of stuff. I also want to reach out and say thanks to Always Towing, because they donated the car that they got to work on and the property there and their time and stuff. It's good to see, so many things, just look around. There's plenty of good things going on in this town. And I hope in the future we can support our firefighters even more down the line. And just thank you all for coming out and keep looking for the good in this town. Have a nice night. With that, I'll look for a motion to close.
Motion